Hey Joe, my credit score has dropped significantly due to a missed payment recently. What's the quickest way to recover from this? So the answer here is there's just not a quick way. I talk a lot about this on my channel, and the reason that I like to be very transparent with our current clients and anybody that asks questions is the first thing I want to do is set proper expectations. We have to take the word quickest out of our vocabulary when we're talking about credit repair, because there's no timeline on expectations with credit repair. It takes a lot of consistency and persistency in order to be able to give you the best opportunity to get it removed. And late payments can be some of the hardest things to remove. And I'll talk about why here in a second. But when we set proper expectations, we go into it not assuming that it's going to be removed after the first round or within the first 30 days. And a lot of credit repair companies out there, this is kind of their approach, is they talk they're the fastest, they're the quickest. And although we personally feel we are one of the quickest, we're very careful with our expectations when we take on clients. We let them know that, we've seen clients get these types of results in a couple weeks, but that's not the expectation we've set for all our clients, because everybody's situation is different. Every data furnisher is different. The way that they handle the disputes, the way that they validate the disputes, the way that they respond. Every creditor, data furnisher, everybody is different. And so we have to change our expectations, because we're going to get disappointed very quickly when they don't do something. So for instance, your friend Steve says that, he had a late payment with this creditor and he got it off in 30 days. We start to put that as the expectation just because he actually had success. He showed you he had success. He proved it to you, that's the expectation for you. And it's just not. And so that's the first thing to just always remember when you're disputing credit, is there's no time expectation. Number two, when it comes to late payments, why they can be difficult is because you have to be really, really strategic in the way that you approach your disputes, because I will always say that there's one way to do it, and that is to request documentation for them to provide proof on the debt so that you can see where the errors are. You can contest certain things within the debt itself and be able to get the best results. And I still hold true to that with late payments, but you have to be careful, because you don't want to dispute the account incorrectly and they remove the account, they close the account, and now you have a debt that you have to pay, especially if there's a balance still in that account. So you have to be very careful with the way that you approach these debts. But the way that you dispute is essentially the same in most cases, unless you see a visual error on your credit report that you can dispute that, hey, this is incorrect, here's why it's incorrect, and you can do it that way. Outside of that, the best way is to contest, what we call contesting the validity of the debt. And you can easily do that using the same process. With late payments, you got to be very, very careful with your words and be very specific with what you need. Or maybe the end result you get is going to be more disastrous to your credit, like them closing account that you actually had good payment history on. So keep that in mind. I post a lot of content on strategies on how to do this. Feel free to take a look at some of those videos that will teach you a little bit more in-depth strategies that you can use. But the whole point of this is to make sure that you change the expectations. It'll allow you to be more patient with the process, because credit repair can be a lengthier process in some situations, and you just have to be patient or you're going to give up. And that's how the data furnishers and creditors win.